Are you looking for something fun to do?
Are you looking for an outdoor adventure?
Or are you looking for some live entertainment to enjoy with the family?
They might be looking for school information too.
Oh, and what about sports?
And a lot of people like to go out to eat.
Simmer down, family. That's why we're here. Welcome to our podcast, the 32081.
Also, this episode is being sponsored by a small business in North Florida, All Spiced Up. If you visit allspicedup.net today and sign up online for either the 6-month or annual Spice Club membership, the owner, Anna Hernandez, will donate $25 per subscription to the Palm Valley Academy if you enter the 32081 in the discount code at checkout. This offer is good until October 31st, so subscribe today and help our students in schools. www.allspiceup.net and enter the 32081 in the discount code box.
Thanks for downloading and listening today to the 32081. First things first, I'm Todd.
I'm Abster.
I'm Derek.
And I'm the commissioner of this crazy bunch, Kendra. Our family hopes to bring you exciting things going on in and around the 32081.
This episode is going to be fun as we're going to be talking about the upcoming middle school football season.
I am so excited. We are going to be joined by the middle school football commissioner, Coach Steve Okla from Palm Valley Academy, and his quarterback Cooper Froelich, and Coach Andy Williams from Freedom Crossing Academy.
And we also have a very special guest, the running back behind Cooper Froelich, Landon Okla, will be joining us. And today we're going to kick it off, and that's no pun intended, with the football commissioner for the St. Johns County Middle School Athletic Association, Coach Jason Cutler. Jason, one of the things as a new family to the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association that I think is awesome is that you get the feeling that it's a combination of a youth athletic association, but then you have the competitive nature of school athletics. Would you agree that this setup is a great transition, not only for players, but parents to high school athletics?
Yeah, I think it's a phenomenal transition, actually. Well, my son is a senior now over at Bartram Trail, and when he was in 7th grade, he was still playing Pop Warner, which, Pop Warner was great to us. Creeks was great to us. The difference between that and him moving up into 8th grade and playing middle school ball and then going up to 9th grade and playing high school, there were 2 huge steps. So I couldn't have imagined not having St. John's Middle School, just stepping up from Pop Warner right up to high school. It would have been too big of a step. So I think we're a great bridge.
Mm-hmm. Coach, I know I was excited to finally get back on the gridiron. How excited are you to see the kids on the field since the start of COVID-19?
I couldn't be any more excited. Put it this way, I actually went yesterday and I watched 10-year-olds play football. They weren't even my kids.
Oh, were you at a creek, at a plantation?
Yeah.
We have some friends that do the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm super excited just to get life back to normal. And that's what the kids need.
Jason, have you heard if there are any changes that parents and fans in general need to be prepared for when we're going out to watch sporting events?
So there's some changes. A lot of it is, I'm just going to speak completely off the cuff. A lot of it, to me, is common sense. People used to make fun of me, last year at this time before COVID. Some of my coaches, at Liberty Fines, they would make fun of me for being a germ freak. I was the only coach that actually did not supply water. I used to make the kids bring their own water bottles specifically because I didn't want to spread germs. And now that's something that everybody else does. So not to be funny, but I feel like we were pretty cutting edge last year because we did that before COVID. Now, just the common sense. I mean, to, cover when you cough, cover when you sneeze, keep your distance when you talk, don't talk over people's food, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. To me, it's common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Coach Cutler, what is the best thing I can do as a 5th grader to get ready for middle school sports?
That's probably the best question of the day. Number one,
she's proud of herself right now, just so you know, Coach.
It really is. It's the best question of the day. You have to have fun. What I found, I'm from Ohio, and we moved down here, and I'm just speaking from the football terms, how serious things are. in every sport down here is extremely serious. And I think that you have a lot of time when you become an adult where things are going to be serious and you're going to have a job and you're going to have to put money on the table and you're going to have to pay bills. When you're in fifth grade, I think the most important thing is that you need to have fun. And if you have fun doing something, that creates the passion. It makes you want to keep doing it, right? If you don't want to do it, then it becomes a job and it becomes not fun. And I just feel that, you have the rest of your life to punch a clock and to work for a living. So as far as getting better, I would say find your passion by having fun.
So, Coach, what will the COVID precautions be during the games for student athletes?
So there's some different stuff. Normally, the boxes, the kids weren't allowed to go past the 25 or the 30-yard line. Now, the refs have them where they're allowed to spread out, I think, to the 10-yard line, actually. So that creates a little bit more space. Between scores, they're going to sanitize the ball. They're going to take, extra timeouts, take a little bit extra time for water breaks because the kids aren't going to be sharing water bottles. And like I said, some of the stuff, in years past, when this wasn't around and just there was flu and strep and lots of different things, which really are, every bit is comparable. Mm-hmm. We were able to spread, the kids spread germs just being kids. Mm-hmm. And now, a lot of this stuff, just everybody having their own water bottle and just maintaining a little bit of distance, right. Sanitizing the ball, doing things that are smart. I just think, coaches not talking in somebody's face. I mean, they're going to cover their mouths, those kind of things. Those are the biggest precautions. And the referees are going to do a very good job with that. I mean, I've talked to them extensively, and we're going to follow pretty much to a T what high school is doing.
Coach, as a fifth grader, how can I best show my support for the middle school teams?
As a fifth grader, how can you best show your support? Again, if you're not playing yet, it has to be something that you like. So, if you're going because it's something that you enjoy to do or you enjoy to watch, I think just laughing and smiling and those kind of things, it's the most important thing as far as support.
Have fun.
I'm really big on having fun. I really think that the kids should be having fun.
Gotta have fun.
And they'll bleed in. It'll bleed onto the field.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah, it will.
So, Jason, as football commissioner, how excited are you to see 3 new teams take the field and really see the Athletics Association, as far as football is concerned, growing with Palm Valley? Then you got Freedom Crossing, and now you've also got Mill Creek starting to play football. That's got to be just a really make you feel good kind of moment for you as a football commissioner.
I'm extremely excited. It shows the positive momentum that we've had, over the last couple of years. I take a lot of pride in, how football, the whole association is good in general, but being that I'm the football commissioner, I take a lot of pride in how football is run. And, a lot of people have said that these 3 new schools, they may not have enough signups, so we may have to do like a junior varsity program because they wouldn't have enough kids. And the fact that there's so much excitement and that those 3 schools have, I think all 3 schools have higher signups than half the league, that speaks volumes. The kids are very, very excited to represent their school, and we're very excited to have them.
Does the association accept donations from the community? And if so, can they direct donations to a particular program? For example, yes. If someone wanted to donate just to Derek and the Bobcats, is it possible, and how would they do that?
Yes. So it's one of those things where you can call me, anytime. My phone's always on. You make the donation to St. John's Middle School Association, SJMSAA. We have a form, that you can fill out, for the tax purposes, and then you can annotate it for, wherever you want it to go. We have a scholarship program where a lot of people donate, just to go into the scholarship program for kids that are in need. But sometimes I'll have a parent or, restaurant owner or, anybody in the community that'll say, I want to donate to, so-and-so on, X football team or, whatever they want to donate to. And we make sure that, the funds go to that. And whether they want it to be anonymous or if they don't want it to be anonymous, we do whatever is requested. But we really, really appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Jason, one last question I do want to talk about. This is probably one thing that I love about St. John's Middle School Athletic Association, that you kind of discussed, we talked about Pop Warner, and, you've got Creeks Outlaws, and you've got Ponte Vedra Baseball Association, Julington Creek Baseball Association. You have all these different associations. But when it comes to St. John's Middle School Athletic Association, it's almost like a one-stop shop for all the sports and all the information. And I was wondering if a parent wants to get more information about sports available for their middle school children, how can they do that?
We have a pretty good presence on social media. A lot of the parents I think we probably have more people that go to the Facebook page than the actual website. We actually pay athletic directors at the school. It's kind of like our liaison, just to be able to get the information out. Between those three things, I think that the information is out there. And like I said, I've made myself accessible. Some people don't like to give their phone number out. My phone's on me 24/7, and I enjoy helping people that ask for help. So I'm always there to help.
Well, Jason, we really appreciate you stopping by the 32081. And also, we know that the coaches, the commissioners like yourself, a lot of, I know you said the athletic directors are paid, but we know this association and this wouldn't be possible without the volunteers that go into making it happen. And we can't say thank you enough because we know our kids are benefiting from it. And we really appreciate you coming by to talk more about the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association. And also, good luck to you at Bartram Trails. And we also wish everybody luck in the middle school football season that's kicking off this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Actually, this week. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Very excited.
But thanks again, Coach, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Now we'd like to introduce you to the first head coach for the Palm Valley Bobcats, Coach Steve Okla.
How does it feel to be the first head coach of the Bobcats and know that you will be able to look back and say, we started that team?
It's very interesting and it's exciting. It's truly been an honor to be the first head coach here at PVA Bobcats or PVA football. And I've got to say, with our staff that we put together, it's phenomenal. So being head coach is great, but I think having the whole coaching staff is really what's made this phenomenal, not only for this season, but growing it and being ready to keep going in the future. So it's been fun so far, and I look forward so much to the season ahead, and real excited about, starting this next week against Mill Creek.
Coach, I'm in 5th grade and I want to try out next year. What are the things I can do this year to be prepared for tryouts when I'm in 6th grade?
Well, Abigail, that's a great question. So when we look at middle school football and what is going to be asked of a 6th grade individual playing middle school football, there's a lot to do to be ready to get to that next level. And like we've talked about in the past, there's great programs here around JDL and the Ponte Vedra Sharks or other Pop Warner-like teams in the community. Having that base and understanding of where I need to be on the field and what different positions are doing is a great base level to know. But when we get to middle school football, one of the things is you're going to be taking it to the next level with speed and size. And it's that way across, from middle school football to high school, from high school to college, and so on. So being prepared and knowing the game and knowing where I need to be and what I need to be doing in different positions is key. If you can come to middle school football and understand that as a 6th grader, their playing time might not be there as much as a 7th or 8th grader. Because we got to remember, on a middle school football team, we have 6th through 8th graders. And a 100-pound 6th grader is going to be on the same field as a 180-pound 8th grader. So we have to make sure that, we are safe with where you are and what you're doing on the field, but at the same time, make sure we're not putting you in harm's way. Being a 6th grader also on the middle school team, you get to learn and develop and be ready to go 7th and 8th grade year and understand the program.
So taking Abigail's question from a 5th grader going in as a 6th grader, now let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, the 8th graders.
Okay.
And I kind of talked a little bit about this with Coach Cutler about how valuable of a transition this is for athletes going from 8th grade to, say, 9th grade in high school. And what I mean by that is, you hear St. Johns County Middle School Athletic Association, but it's not like a typical association where you pay, you play. In this case, you're actually transitioning and learning that you're competing for playing time. Would you agree that this is a valuable lesson for these 8th graders transitioning into 9th grade where they're going to be trying out for their high school team?
I think extremely valuable. And as you said, this is a competitive league. There is no, I need a minimum snap account or minimal play time. And it's not everyone gets a trophy for participation. Being a competitive football team and getting you ready for that next level in 9th grade. And I think we remember a lot of this stuff is, hey, I was really good on my 6th grade team. I was really good on my 7th grade team. I was really good on but as you look at it is, as you keep going up that next level, you have to understand or be prepared that, hey, everyone's that good or better. So just know that you have to compete and give it your all to get that time on the field.
Coach, let's talk about the season. How is the team looking, and what can we expect to see on the field?
Well, you know what? So far the season has been shaping up well. I know the boys are probably getting a little worn out of practice and workouts, but, it's all going to pay off here in the near future with our first game this next Thursday versus Mill Creek. And we're excited about the team. We've come together as a group and have, with this, I'll call it startup team this year, of individuals this summer who really got after it, getting in shape, and they really took to understanding, hey, I have to come to the first day of practice in shape. And we challenged them that earlier this year. So then we didn't have to take the time to get people in shape once we started practice. Once we started practice, we were able to get right into the flow of what our offense and what our defense and special teams was going to look like. And they really took that to heart, and they came and they were ready to go. And it made a complete difference with us being prepared and putting I feel, a very solid team on the field. We're going to take every game, one game at a time, and just keep working our butts off. But I feel very blessed that we have a great group of boys here that are going to do really well this year.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the chemistry on the football team? This is our first time on a school team, but in the past we have noticed in Pop Warner how close the players get. Do you see that with this team yet? And do you think that brotherhood will carry over into the classroom?
And I agree. Yes, I see the chemistry. It really, when we started doing our summer workouts, and you could tell the boys holding each other accountable and just wanting to be around each other and wanting to participate with each other and creating that bond. And even driving through Nocatee over the summer, I'd see several of the boys outside of the workouts, they're riding their bikes together, they're at the fishing ponds, and they're doing things. So I do see that chemistry. And I do feel that it will carry over into the school. This last Friday, we handed out our game jerseys, and everyone was like, hey, without even me or any coaches saying anything, we had leaders on the team saying, hey, everyone's wearing their jersey to school on Thursday for our first game, and so you can see the pride and excitement in these boys, and they want to carry that over into the school and classroom as well. As I think we're extremely blessed too to have administration over here at PVA really wanting to get behind our team and support. And I think that does a lot for our organization and our team as well. And I think that whole pride and chemistry will carry over into the school and classroom, definitely.
Well, Coach, we want to say thank you for joining us here on the 32081. We want to wish you the best of luck for the football season. Obviously, we have a little bit of a vested interest since our son plays for you, so we hope we do well. And again, thank you for taking time out to talk with us.
Thank you, and we look forward to having you all out to as many games as possible, and I think you're going to see a lot of good football out of PVA Bobcats this year.
I would like to introduce Andy Williams, who's been a friend of the Hardies since our boys played baseball together at MSA, and is also the coach for the new Falcons football team representing Freedom Crossing Academy. Welcome to the show, Coach Andy.
Hey, good to see you guys, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Andy, we go back to when our boys played rec baseball for an association. I think it's important for people to understand that St. John's Middle School Athletic Association isn't a traditional association because the kids on the team represent the school they are zoned for, and there's not a draft or picking of teams. Can you explain how this difference might actually bring the kids together to compete for their school?
When we played in recreational association, school and boundaries aren't really in play. We lived in Orangedale, and we would drive past the Julington Creek Association to get up to Mandarin to play at MSA. A major difference with the St. John's Middle School Athletic Association is that the players are allowed to sign up, but only for their zoned school. So they are geographically assigned the same as you would be in high school. What we are trying to do at Freedom Crossing is instill that sense of school pride of really playing for the Falcons and for the students that they go to school with.
Coach Andy, first I want to congratulate you on your first season, and hopefully I will get to see you and D-Dub if we play each other. I know you coach JDL and are familiar with Pop Warner, so I'm curious as to what's the biggest difference between those type of football and middle school football.
With JDL and Pop Warner, you are really still dealing with a younger group of players, Derek. Once you get into the middle school program, you start to see a lot more size and speed on many of the players. As they mature, we are able to add more complex schemes, move and work a little bit faster, and demand more from them as players and as young men.
Coach, when you were at MSA, it was an established association that had been around for years. Even my dad and aunts played there.
Wait a minute. Oh, are you saying I'm old?
Now you come to Freedom Crossing and have to start a program from scratch. What are some of the challenges you have faced?
The biggest challenge is simply starting everything we do from scratch. Getting the word out, drumming up interest, getting the school and the community engaged, and looking forward to what we're trying to build. We started last November gearing up for the spring. When COVID canceled that, we tried keeping everyone engaged and on track so that we could be ready to go. That was a challenge to us in a brand new program. Now that the season is here, I think we're all just pretty excited to see how our preparation and work can play out under the lights.
Coach, we spoke to Steve Okla from PVA earlier, and we asked what it's like knowing you are starting a program from scratch, and down the road you'll be able to look back and say, we started that team. What is that going to mean to you?
Well, along with the challenges that I just mentioned, just the thought of creating something new, watching it grow and change. Each season will be different, with different young men coming in and out. Our number one goal in coaching is to mentor the young men and young ladies that are entrusted to us. The game is secondary. We build relationships with our fellow coaches, but watching that relationship with your team continue to grow and evolve, even when they move on from your program. We all have kids from over the years that we may have not seen in a while, and they still refer to you as coach when they see you out on the street. That is what we want to do here at Freedom Crossing. We want these players to know that this coaching staff worked hard to get them to grow as players and as young men, preparing them for football or any other endeavor that they're going to undertake at the next level.
Coach Andy, thanks for joining us today, and we wish you luck when you take on Valley Ridge Academy this week. But before you go, what can we expect to see the Falcons take the field?
Well, Abster, you can expect a team that's going to play hard, beginning to end. We know how fortunate we are to be playing a game with all that is going on around us. We want to take full advantage of this opportunity and enjoy every minute of it. Whatever the outcome, we want to take something away from this game and every game and build on it as the season moves on. Hopefully, we're all a little bit better, a little more prepared, a little hungrier for the next opportunity. If we can do that, maybe we get to play a few extra games in the end.
Andy, thanks again for joining us. Also, we want to thank you for your service, as we know you're in the military, and your beautiful wife, Cindy, is also a teacher, so we do appreciate everything you do for us.
Thank you guys for bringing me on today. Can't wait to hear more from the Hardies and the 32081.
And now, switching from the sidelines to on the field, we'd like to welcome Cooper Froelich, the starting quarterback for the Palm Valley Academy Bobcats. Cooper, how does it feel to not only be an 8th grader, but also the quarterback on the first PVA Bobcats football team?
It's really cool. Us 8th graders have been waiting for this moment for 3 years now to play for PVA, and it's also pretty special to help build something for PVA. Not all of us have played football together, so it will take a lot of hard work and effort to reach our goals.
Cooper, first, thanks for being a great teammate, and it's been fun getting to know you. I have been telling my friends on the fence about playing football that we have a lot of fun and support each other off and on the field. What would you tell someone that was trying to decide to give football a try?
To be completely honest with you, football is not a sport for everyone because it takes hard work, dedication, effort, and a we over me attitude. If they have those traits, then football is the right sport for them. Football offers us a chance to get knocked down and get back up.
Hey Cooper, this is Abigail, and I am going to be in 5th grade, and I can't wait to watch you guys play. I'm curious as if you think this team will be more of a power offense or letting it fly in the air.
I think it will be a good mix of both. We are preparing for whatever the defense will throw at us.
Okay.
I like that.
How did it feel when you were able to scrimmage against Landrum and finally hit someone other than your own teammate?
With COVID canceling our spring season, it was amazing to put on pads and hit someone else. Competing for a victory was something we all really missed.
Cooper, I don't think a lot of people know the amount of conditioning that you guys put in during the off season, and a lot of it was actually organized by you boys. And I remember the first time, I think it was you, Derek, Landon, and Robbie getting in some work with Brady. A lot of people think football is just about hitting. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the amount of off-season conditioning you go through and then how it even carries over into practice?
Yeah, of course. I think a successful football season can only happen if your player's dedicated to conditioning during the off season. To think you can just show up and win without an off-season conditioning will not get you the victory you want. We want PVA tradition to begin in the off season. We were out there every morning in the heat making sure we showed up ready for the fall season for months.
Cooper, this is Kendra. Thanks for being such a great role model for younger kids like mine. How do you personally handle knowing you're not only the starting quarterback, but that all the younger kids at the school are looking up to you?
For me, I just try to do my best and help others be their best so they can do the same thing when they're the 8th graders. This season is really important to us 8th graders to start a tradition because, like you said, the little kids are looking up to us, and one day we hope they keep PVA football going strong.
I want to try out for the team next year, so what do you think I can do now to get ready for it next year?
For anyone thinking of trying out next season, come to our games this season. It'll be good to see how fast the game is and start body weight workouts to increase strength. You could also watch YouTube videos on footwork and drills. Those will really help you.
Okay, thanks.
Cooper, thanks for taking some time to talk with us today. We wish you a lot of success behind center and seeing that scoreboard show a victory for the Bobcats this year.
Thank you, Mr. Todd, for your support. We are excited to show off our hard work.
And today we have a special guest joining us, Landon Okla. He's the running back for the Palm Valley Bobcats football team, and he also plays on the defense. Today we have a special guest joining us, Landon Okla. He's the running back for the Palm Valley Bobcats football team, and he also plays on the defense. And he has a unique situation because when he was at Palm Valley when it first opened, he was actually on the basketball team with several of the football team members at the time, and they won the first ever basketball championship for the Bobcats. And now they're hoping to do the same thing this season in football. So thank you for joining us, Landon. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like being in 6th grade, first year the school opened, winning the basketball championship, and hopefully you'll be able to do the same thing this season?
A few years ago, first year for basketball. We hope to do the same thing, and it's cool because a few of the players from basketball are also on this team too, and still playing with them.
Landon, on top of playing offense and defense, you play multiple positions on both sides of the ball. What is the hardest thing about playing so many positions and so many minutes during the game?
It's hard because you gotta stay conditioned and you gotta understand both sides, almost every position. Because you could switch any position anytime if you step up for anything. And it's offense and defense, it's two total different mindsets.
What are you looking forward to most when you play Mill Creek?
Get a big win.
Get a big win and a big T, right? Big touchdown.
Start that season strong.
What do you think people would be surprised to know about middle school football and the amount of work you guys put in as Bobcats?
Just how much we work together as a team. From day one, a lot of each other didn't know each other. Then now we're all really good friends, and we like built a family.
Do you also think that going to the same school, having the same, say, school to fight for, play for, really helps you guys come together?
Yes, sir. I think like it's a lot different from last year. Because last year, like I didn't like see each other at school. Like I didn't see any of them at school. So this year it's a lot cooler.
All right, well, cool, man. Listen, I wish you the best of luck. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but that was a fun show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am ready for some football action this week. It's about time we got back on the field. So we'd like to thank you for listening. I'm Todd.
I'm Derek.
I'm Abster.
I'm Kendra.
And thank you for listening to the
3,
2.
0.
8-1.